Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first Redstone guide. I went online and I tried to find one that was really up to date and seemed to know what they were talking about because I wanted to point my friend in a really good direction, and I just couldn't find any that, well, made enough sense. A lot of them are really outdated. They're very good tutorials, but they still have old, outdated crap that you just don't have to use anymore in them. So we're going to ignore all that, and if you go to one of those tutorial sites, it's probably going to be perfectly fine, but you're going to end up learning how to do something the wrong way, and then 25 episodes later, you're going to get the new easy way to do it when that actually released back during the beta. So we're going to talk a little bit about what Redstone is. That's this stuff right here. It's a little red blob, basically. You find it deep underground, down where the diamonds and lava are, and the mines and all that good stuff. And when you drop it on the ground, it just kind of makes these lines. And with my texture pack, it kind of looks like blood. I don't know. I like that. It looks pretty nifty. But I am on a creative mode server, and I also have a mod installed called Too Many Items. It helps me, set it to daytime and make sure I've got rain off and everything else. So if it starts raining, I can turn that off because it's really irritating. But we're going to talk a little bit about what it is. It's basically a means to power things. So redstone itself, when you drop it on the ground, it makes those lines. Well, those lines are actually basically an electrical wire. It works a lot like a charge, and it's got two states. It's either off or it's on. So you can see, basically, this is just a redstone torch. I'll show you guys how to make that in a minute, but it's always on. So the wire was off, now it is on. Now to make that first little thing I just showed you, these things in my hands, it's a redstone torch. Now, with this being creative mode, I can't show you how to make it. It's really annoying, so thankfully, I can do that. Now what you're going to need, I have a whole bunch of junk in my inventory. What you're going to need to make it is some redstone and some sticks. I need wood. I'll take some wood, please. And we'll make some sticks. Alright. And you take your wood, put it in the bottom, redstone, put it up top. Click it, and you get a redstone torch. So just like building a torch, only you replace the coal with redstone. And what that is, that's an always-on input and output device. And we're going to talk a little bit about what input and output are. But we'll leave it in creative mode right now so I don't have to fix the floor. Alright, hi Mr. Sheep. I am a little bit ADD, just to let you guys know. I'm very easily distracted, and when you have to sit here and listen to yourself talk for this long, you're going to start noticing more detail in the sheep's faces. Ah, he beat the sheep. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. As you can see, I've set up kind of my own little demonstration here. It's got, hey, no showing it off too soon. It has different inputs and outputs, and I'm going to sorry, I get rid of this stupid sheep. Go home. Nobody wants you here. Thank you. You're ruining my demo. I ruined it too. It's okay. This can be fixed. Alright. So what we have here are, on this side, I included all the different input items. Well, at least some of them. Remember, that can be an input as well. So you can plop a torch down and that can be your input. But what an input device is, it's how you activate the system. So it's how you actually interact with it, or an item around you interacts with it, in order to activate the redstone. So it's your input. So different examples do different things, and we'll start over here with a lever. Now what the lever is going to do is it's going to send power down this line, and we're going to use a torch as our output. And what that torch is going to do is, whenever you power a block with a torch on it, that torch will actually change states and it will turn off. So should be able to hit the lever, have the torch turn off. That's actually a lot more useful, and you're going to see a lot of that in the upcoming videos. That's one of the most common outputs, is simply a redstone torch, as we'll use that to power a lot of things that are sitting right above it. All right, our next device are pressure plates, and we have two different kinds. Now when you step on a pressure plate, like Mr. Sheep did earlier, you step on it, boom, piston comes up, This is a piston. It is an output device. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you step on a pressure plate, it turns it on, and piston activates. Now, right over here we have yet another one. This one is stone. Now, why do they have wood and stone? Is it just for design? It's actually not. It does something really cool. If I take this torch and I throw it down on top of that stone one, diddly happens. Nothing happens. A player has to step on that in order for it to turn on. However, if I take that same torch and I toss it on the wood one, oh, it turned it on. An item can turn on a wood pressure plate because it's lighter, I guess. So it's actually able to turn that pressure plate on, and when you take it off, it turns back off. Now the other input we have is a button. Buttons are really cool. They're actually one of my favorite things because they're really versatile. They're a little bit harder to work with than most things because, as you can see, if I was to just push the button and try to run to that door, it closed. A button is temporary input, so basically you push a button, it sends out a pulse, and it closes. So you see it's turning off all on its own, whereas with these, I could control when it went off. So I turn turn that on, and it's basically a toggle switch. It'll stay on, turn the lever on, and it'll stay on for as long as I leave it on. Flip it, and it'll turn back off, and the torch will turn back on. Same with the pressure plate. As long as I'm standing on it, or in this case, as long as there's an item on it, it's going to stay on. But as soon as you pick that up, it'll turn off, and retract. Same with this pressure plate, so on and so forth. So if you were using a redstone torch, boom, there's your redstone torch being used as an input to power that redstone torch, turning it off. Why doesn't it work the other way? I'll talk about that later in a different episode. Definitely different episode stuff. Sorry about the quick cut and edit. Was corrected by a very technical friend of mine on this section, so yeah, I kind of screwed up what I said before, but we're going to talk about how this actually works. Basically, what's happening is... What the hell? Oh, it's a button. Right, basically, what's happening is when I have this block, you see every side of it is powered with the exception of the bottom side. So you can see right now it is unpowered. If I power a block, it's going to power the whole thing with the exception of the bottom. That way you could run, say, another thing, this third row up over that, and it wouldn't actually reach all the way down through and power this block below. You'd end up with an infinity chain basically going all the way down through the ground. So this way you can actually do it, get that one block of separation, and it won't power the stuff above it. But how you would, how that's actually kind of influential, if I power that block by putting a torch there, you see, every side of it goes out. It doesn't just go one way, it powers the entire block, and that in turn will send power out to all the blocks on the outside of it except for the bottom side. So you can kind of see that again if I go up top. Remember I said it won't go down through? There's a perfect example of that. So you can see it's not actually jumping down through this block to get down to there. That block is actually still powering this block on, and because this block is on, when I put an output device on it, well, it turns it off. Just like our little lever over here is powering the block that this is on, turning that torch off. Just like that torch down there was powering that block, turning that on. So you could actually end up creating yourself kind of a little disco chain of lights just like this, that when you change one, all the ones above it change. So, just kind of a little fun thing to do. I don't know. You can do like disco show. Here, let's make it more interesting than that. We gotta have it look good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where is block? Can I see it? Alright, there we go. I gotta get that top one in the frame. Hang on. Alright, there's our fun little stupid light show for the day. I was retarded and probably gonna get cut from the actual video. Maybe not, depends on how fun I think it is. I don't care. Shut up. But yeah, that's the basics of how it all works, and I'm not going to show you the recipes for the levers and pressure plates and buttons and dispensers and everything else. It's time consuming, and all that stuff is available online through various phone apps, everything else. Me personally, I have an inkling towards Minecraft Canary, though lately they haven't been keeping it updated very well, so I'm not too happy with that. It's really nifty little phone app. It can help you track the time of day and night and everything like that in your regular single player worlds. Set it to daytime because I don't like it being dark. I get scared. But we're going to make one quick little project. We're just going to make a simple door. This is as easy as it's going to get. We're just going to use a door for the output device. Let's say this was the front of your house. Okay, there's my house. Yeah, it's such an epic, glorious house of doom. Alright, so what we could do, a few different things. We could put a button right above the door and it'll work. Same button beside the door, it'll work. But anyway, we can power any block that door is touching. That door is going to activate. So we use a lever. The only problem is, go inside, and I gotta turn it off now. I can't reach the lever. It's bad. So levers are terrible for doors. Good for door locks, terrible for doors. A lot of people just like to toss a pressure plate down so then they can run straight through it. Again, I'm not sure if a mob can push that or not. It just makes me a little nervous. But I know they can't touch the button. So for my doors, I always go with a button on the outside and a pressure plate on the inside so that when I leave, just walk right out. When I come home, push a button, walk right in. Of course, for this house, you can just float right in. Go creative mode. But that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the first episode. It was a lot of fun for me, and there will be much more to come in the near future. We're going to talk about a lot of different circuitry, and our next episode will be about gates. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much.